Bonsoir à tous et à toutes. Good evening. On behalf of Love Free Hindi Paris, I welcome you all in today's teachers training program on French transport system. So we and the Free Hindi Party we have planned for a set of trainings to be held for French teachers and educators of around the world for in every month. Now nowadays, or in the French teachers generally face a lot of issues in the schools or during their teaching period, because while being a teacher they also have to look after various other things like question framing, discipline, and all those things. So generally they don't get time in for preparing for their classes, for preparing these PPTs, for preparing document authentic and everything. So we are planning to help them out through our resources, through our APPP method, which we have designed along with University of Grenoble. And through this method, we are preparing our various resources which you all can use in your institutions, in your schools, for your students, and also you can enrich yourself. So this training is a part of it. I'm really thankful to Mr. Haru Mehra, our CEO, who is there in Lyon right now. And it is through his practical experiences that we all can enrich ourselves. Thank you so much, sir, for guiding us. Uh, so I will be sharing a feedback link over here in the chat of the Google Meet and also in the YouTube. I will be also sharing a feedback form and also with that a poll. So everyone is requested to please fill the form and also update the poll, as it will really help us for developing ourselves and also to give you all the e-certificates. Uh, okay, over to you, sir. Oui.
Ok, merci beaucoup Abhishek et merci à toutes les personnes ici parce que nous sommes, je pense, 20, presque 20 personnes qui sont là. Et, ok, on va commencer. So, cette formation, vous voulez en français ou vous voulez en anglais-français? Comment on va juste en décision de 30 secondes si vous voulez en français ou si vous voulez français, anglais, comment vous voulez ça?
Monsieur, je pense que ça serait si on bilingue, français et anglais.
Soit anglais?
Français et anglais.
Français et anglais, ok, c'est bien français et anglais, ok. Oui, so, premièrement, pourquoi les formations? Pourquoi les formations comme ça? Parce que on pense que la culture est très très importante, que il y a des langues, vous enseignez la langue, c'est bien, mais la culture, c'est pas complète. L'enseignement, c'est pas complète s'il n'y a pas de culture. Et s'il n'y a pas la culture vivante, but you have seen how things work, like for example, no part of the world is affected by the other part. Today we are actually interconnected. Today, in today's world, the student needs to know the cultural aspect, the aspect which of today, the reality of today's life in other country, where he wishes to go, or whether he wishes to study, or whether or whose culture he is trying, or language he is trying to pick up. It is very very important for that France is not what it was 20 years back or 40 years back. India is same. What we saw, the way in the last 20 people thinking, the culture, the way of life has changed in India. It's immense. The centuries. So it is no no fun in teaching students in a old method and not telling them the relevance of today. It is because of this that we are going to once in a month every starting from there was one last month which was the former advisor of the Indian government to the education policy. He was present, and then today is on the French transportation system, and next month there will be something else. Why? Because it is very important for the students to understand when you are teaching. See why this language will become interesting. Pourquoi la langue c'est intéressant pour les étudiants? C'est intéressant parce qu'il peut connecter. Et la connexion, c'est culture, c'est l'histoire. If you don't tell the story to the students, if you don't tell them what is going on right now, how it works, if you don't like kind of insert those shots of stories in your teaching, it is not going to be interesting for the kids. And it is, and if you tell that, if you use that kind of methodology, they're going to love you, and they're going to learn more better. And this is the whole idea of doing this. Now today's topic, we have chosen French transportation system, les moyens de transport en France. Et on va commencer. Now, so il y a un métro, vélo, tramway, bus, ferry, R, okay, TER, and then you have TGV and all that. So you know most of them, but then you must also be knowing that France has a very well extensive, it's not only France but mostly Europe has a very well extensive train system, a transportation system. Unlike USA, if you go to US, you will find one house here, one house there, and people actually use their own cars, private cars, to basically travel from one place to another, because it's big. The big, they buy a big house, then after 1 kilometer you'll find another house. That's why there is gun culture. Because gun, why the government is not able to take out the because of the even because of the so many shooting, is because the houses are so widely dispersed. They need for their security a gun. So it's complicated. But in France and in Europe, it's not like that. It's well connected. Transportation system is there, although expensive, but yes, well connected. Now, like for example, we're talking about France. En France, par exemple, vous voyez la carte ici à droite, c'est la carte de métro de l'Île de France, c'est Paris, and you see how managed it is. It's not complicated. It's not straight lines and all that thing. And when did they build it? They built it in 1889. They started building in 1889. So this was a very, very old system which they have been able to develop, and which is a well developed a system. Now you have metro. Now metro is something, as I told you, started in 1898, and you can read. It was the first metro line was both Milo, Mayo, as we call it. So I'm a little bit using English, Hindi, Friendly also in it. But then yes, it started from there. 90%, 95% of the Paris metro is underground. And then you have 16 lines. So most of these lines are in the arrondissement. So you have, you know, that Paris is made of different arrondissements, and most of these arrondissements are connected by metro, and all the metro, 95% of it is underground. This one, I think it's line 10, is overground. It goes overground just near Gare du Nord, around that area. It goes overground, but otherwise it's like underground. Then what are the interesting facts about metro? Like in our metro, how many times you have seen people playing music? But here, the interesting fact to tell your students is that you will find people playing music in the metro corridors, because all the metro is down, and you have these different, and they are officially being given, there are spots being given by the mairie, the Paris, or here in Lyon, mairie the Villeurbanne, or Lyon. They actually give the slots. They have slots made for different musicians, and every year they give 100 200 musicians these slots, which they play their music, and people pay them something. So this is something which is an interesting fact for your this thing. Another thing about metro is that, it takes about a year or year and a half for a person who comes to Paris to understand the system of metro underground. Bec- because it's very easy to get lost, because it's all connected with so many rail lines and so many underground, what you call the ways, that it is very easy to get lost. But the only thing, and once you go through, once you're students or you go through this, then it will be easy for you. What one thing that you have to understand this fact is the direction. La direction est très important. Par exemple, en Inde, vous avez, par exemple, si un métro va à Second Place, Rajiv Chowk, il dit, OK, si c'est Rajiv Chowk, il écrit, OK, c'est Rajiv Chowk. Mais pas forcément ici en France. In France, even in whether in Paris or Lyon and all that thing, there is this concept of direction. So, for example, on your screen you see the line M12 is Mary the EC. This is now Mary the EC is not the station. So where I am actually standing is not at Mary the EC, but at the first one. What is this? I'm not able to read it, but it starts with C, Konak or something. So I'm actually here at the first station, but the one that is written on the top, the Mary the EC, is actually the last station. So it is telling you the direction. You have to follow the direction. You have to follow that which direction the train is going on. And on the top, you will be it will not be the name of the station where you are standing, but it will be the name of the station which is the last, and where the train, which side the train is going on. So whether you are on whether you have to pick up the metro from this side or the other side, all you have to check is the direction. So direction is very important. Also, when the metro announces, when the announcement is there, they are very clear. They say that, okay, Metro M12 va arriver, and they will not say anything. They will say M2 direction, or M12 direction Mairie de ici. They will not say. So where you are. You are maybe standing at the La Défense, or Parc Tête d'Or, or any station. But the train which is arriving, the announcement will say that, okay, votre M12 va arriver, direction Mairie de ici. So even the announcement tells you the last station. So you have to be very sure. And in between all the stations which are there, you can get down. So the importance of direction is very important. The other thing, short trains. Now, many of your students might not be knowing this. Okay, these are called funicular. So, what is a funicular? So, when you come here, like for example, in Lyon, there is a very small hill in the center of the city, and on the top of it there is this church called Fouvier, which is dedicated to Mother Mary. And and when you go there, there is a 2 3 box kind of train which pulls you up, which takes you up. And these things they have built in the 18th century. It is that one in Lyon is of 18th century. So these are called funiculars. So they are not metros, they are not tramways. They are trains. You can consider them as small, 2 bogie, 3 bogie, or 1 bogie train, which will pull people up. And basically, they are made of two bogies. So one bogies goes up, the other bogies go down. There's a lever at the end which releases. So the other bogie comes down, the other bogie, when it comes down, it pulls the other bogie up. When that bogie comes down, it pulls the other bogie up. So it's like that. So this is the system which they have built here in Europe. And you will find them, many bigger ones you will find in Switzerland, because there are a lot of lovely mountains and all that. So you have much more funiculars there. So funicular is a very interesting thing for your students to know. Now, many students, when they come here, and they and many teachers also, they say, is metro ride a problem? Like I have heard that they're mugging, there are people snatching and all that thing. Well, is it true? Well, not in the daytime, but if you are in the arrondissement, if you are in the central of this thing, wherever these arrondissements are there, there is no problem even in the night. The problem is in the banlieue. So for example, if you go outside in the outskirts of the of Paris, then you have these instances where, like, mainly immigrants and other people who are not doing that well. If if you are not in a group, like if you're in a group, that's okay. But if you are alone and all that thing, then there have been cases found of people snatching or running away. They don't hurt you, but yes, they snatch the things away from you. And this is a real problem. Now, let us go to the next aspect. The most used expression of busy people since 1968. Now, this is a person called Pierre Persia. I don't know his nom, mais le prénom c'était Pierre. Mais Pierre a dit cette expression qui dit métro, boulot, dodo. So if some friend of your in the Paris metro, or in a metro in Lyon or Marseille or Toulouse or Nantes or Lille meets you, because all these cities have good metros, okay? So if he meets you and he tells, and he's very busy, he's working and all that, then you might him, oh, how's life? Comment tu vas? And if he says, oh, metro, bulo, dudo, dodo, metro, bulo, dodo, then you understand that his life is, in the morning he picks up the metro, in the daytime he works, bulo, and in the night he goes back taking that same metro and sleeps. So that is the expression which basically Pierre formed in 1968. He published it, and that has been used by the French people a lot. Metro, bolo, dodo. So it's very interesting for your kids your students to say this, to catch this thing. It's a very interesting expression. It's a very good expression, and they can use it and they can teach their father to use it or mother to use it. Okay, now the next one is Velo. Now Velo is a very, very advanced because of the environmental impact also. Is you have to respect that kind of a this thing while you are riding a bicycle. Now, just like we have camels and cattles and all that thing melas in India, you have a cycle mela in France. So every year, twice, here in our Meri, it happens twice. So every year it's called Expo du Vélo. So ça, il permet de acheter et vendre les vélos. Il y a plusieurs personnes, il y a presque 1000 bicyclettes ou 1000 vélos qui, qui arrivent là-bas. Et il y a des personnes qui vendent les bicyclettes et il y a des personnes qui achètent les bicyclettes. So, ce sont un grand vélo. So we have also and camels. They're actually melas of bicycles. So that is one good way of finding a cheaper bicycle, or some of them are free. The owner comes and he says that I want to give my bike, but I don't want to charge. So they give it to someone who says, okay, I don't have money and all that. They give it to them. So that's a good thing. Okay, so now Tramway. Tramway are very popular among students, basically because most of them tramways are built around the student universities and student facilities. And so since late 19th century, tramways has been into in France. But what is interesting is that how do you get in? Like in metro, you know, metro c'est facile, no? C'est metro c'est comme en Inde. Okay, en Inde, vous montez votre ticket ou votre abonnement et vous scannez il y a quelque chose, vous mettez là-bas et la porte ouverte et c'est facile. Et la même chose pour la sortie. Mais ici, à Trambay, il y a un système différent. Parce qu'il n'y a pas, c'est ouvert. Le station, c'est ouvert. Il n'y a pas des places qui sont fermées et tout ça. Maintenant, qu'est-ce qu'il passe dans la tramway? Dans la tramway, c'est, c'est, par exemple, vous passez, vous entrez le tram. Dans la tram, vous trouvez une machine comme ça. À droite, il y a une machine. Vous scannez votre carte ici. Par exemple, j'ai la même carte comme ici, rouge carte. You scan your card and it is voluntary. So there is no barriers and all that. You have to scan your card. If you are caught, then without a ticket, you have to pay 65 euros. So 65 euros is the cost of this thing if you're caught. And there are people who are roaming around all the time in a group of 2-3 people. These people who search and ticket checkers are there. So basically, one abonnement for 1 month, il coûte 65 euros. That means the abonnement is called uh, the card, the monthly card is actually is costing you 65 euros. But if you travel without ticket, without abonnement, you one time you have to pay 65 euros. So basically this is the thing. But if you can buy individual tickets also. Now, individual tickets are of 3-4 types: premièrement, étudiant. No, étudiant ticket is something like this, and it's a small ticket where you just push it inside the machine. So just behind this abonnement card, there is a slot. You just push it and it will print and it will be done. So that is something which is the étudiant card. Then you have vente à bord. Now this vente à bord is little bit expensive because you buy it from the driver. So it is possible to buy the ticket from the driver. Here in Lyon, it costs €2.20 to buy it from there. So about say 200-210 rupees for one ticket. And even if you are going just 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, you have to pay that much. Then there is Purtu. Purtu is from 26 years to less than 60 years. So that's called Purtu. So the age is that above 60 years, you have a different kind of 65 years. Now it hasn't increased to 65 years because retirement age here increased in France. So till 65 years, you will buy a ticket which is called Purtu, and above that you will be senior citizen. And if you are 25 and below, then you're a student. Even if you are not a student, as a default you're a student. All you have to show is in your carte de séjour or in your card, you have to your identity card, you have to show that you're 25 years and below. You will be considered a student. And then there is one ticket where you can see, it's called Liberté. Liberté is a ticket which means that you can travel the whole day without any anybody asking you. So multiple times you can use it. That costs you about 5 to 6 euros in a day. So which is 500 600 rupees in a 500, about 500 rupees in a day. You can travel the whole day. So that's something which is a Liberté. So these are the ticket system which are there in the tramways. The same kind of ticket system is there in the metro. Like for example, this card, the l'abonnement on your right, it works in the metro also, it works in the tramway also, it works in the bus also. Now let's go to the bus. Now in bus, you have the most famous are the long distance buses. But first thing you have to realize is that the bus station in French is called gare routière. So you have to be very careful, uh, so so with the gar, because gar can be a name of a city also, and gare routière is wherever you are in France. If you say gare routière, that means just like interstate bus terminal, just like ISBT in Delhi, or say suppose you are in Bangalore and you have a, or in Kerala, or you have that bus station where you get all the buses for different states. So it's a government kind of a thing where it's like every bus goes to every state. That kind of thing is called in France gare routière. So so that is very clear. So all the buses goes to gare routière, and they come out of it. So every city will have a gare routière. So as I was telling you, that there was this girl, who came here for a teachers training program in 2018, and, and we said that we will meet you at Gare de Lyon. Now, out of all the girls, because all the other girls knew that Gare de Lyon is a station in Paris, this girl was waiting for us 500 kilometers away in Lyon, because she thought that Gare de Lyon is actually in Lyon, because she made the literal translation. Gare de Lyon means a station in a station in Lyon. But then Gare de Lyon is the most busy, is the most busiest station after Gare du Nord in Paris. So that is very very important for you to understand, and also to tell these stories to your students, because that's interesting, for them, and that's how the love for language comes. So you have all long route buses. So you have short route buses. I'll talk about it, and you have long route buses. One of this bus is Flixbus, which is and there was Vbus, but it has been taken over by BlaBlaCar right now. Now it's BlaBlaBus. So Flixbus is something which is a German company. In these buses, you have toilets, because they travel long distance. They connect different cities like Paris, Lyon, Toulouse, Nantes, Nice, Marseille, and all that thing. And also they connect different European cities, like the capitals like Belgium, Brussels, Netherlands, and all those things. So they have a Wi-Fi. They have electrical sockets to recharge your this thing. You can carry two bags of 25 kg each, which means two check-in bag you can carry apart from a handbag. Then seat belts is obligatory. So you all the time you have to wear the seat belts, and because there is a fine then otherwise on the driver. And then the bus, you need to make it clean, and the seat and all that before leaving, because the driver checks, and they frown upon you if you don't do that. Bus driver pause. Now, this is also very interesting for your students. Most of them won't be knowing. Every 3 hours, so somewhere it's 2.5 hours, sometimes it's 3 hours, but every 3 hours is obligatory by law. The driver has to take a 30 minutes break. He has to take a 30 minutes break, whether it's a woman driver or a man driver. There are many women driver also now. So they basically have to take a 30. So that break is not for you. You might be thinking that, oh, now it has stopped and I will go and eat and all those things. It's not like that, because you will go by the driver's time. The drivers will not go by your time, and this has happened with some of the Indian families here. Some, and they consider, okay, 30 minutes is a break time, and they say, okay, I'm just coming, just 2 minutes, 2 minutes. The driver is waiting here, he will go and leave you. This is not a break. C'est pas une pause pour toi ou ta famille. C'est une pause pour le conducteur, pour la personne qui conduit le bus. C'est ça. C'est très très important de comprendre. Okay, now you have intercity buses. As I told you, e-bus, U-lines, and the V-buses and all that. Then you have regional buses. Now, regional buses are the buses which connect the different region. Like you have the Isray region here, and the Ron Isles region is connected by the bus service called Isray. There are no toilets there. They are normal common buses because they connect few hundred kilometers, like 100, maximum 200 kilometers. They connect, and then you have local buses. Now, local buses basically are like just like metro, just like tramway. So they will, every bus station will be there, and the bus station will have a uh, it will have a ekran, it will have a electronic board. That electronic board will say when the first bus will come, what time, when the second bus will come, all this will be listed there. And people come on time, and the buses mostly 18 90%, 95%, they are on time. Even if they are late, it is just on 1 minute or so, but that is shown on the ekran, and people, so there is no issue with that. And I told you about, okay, the next topic is ferry. Now, ferry and canal tourism was developed by Napoleon. See how much time back they developed it. And this canal, and this came because of the canal system that they had put in the 17th and 18th century. So what happened was Napoleon was very smart. He actually connected all the rivers with the big canals here. It is in I think 1920, before the World War. They gave all the, because the irrigation was not a problem, they opened the canal system to tourism. Now, if you come to south of France, you go to Montpellier and other parts, Toulouse and all that, you'll find a lot of canals where there are boats, and these boats have a special system of climbing also. So if the water is going up, they have a different system of, and it's once the boat is coming from the down, they will actually stop the water from the front end, after some say for example 5 meters before, they will stop the water, 10 meters ahead or 20 meters ahead. Then this boat will come from down, and then they will stop the backwater. This boat will go down, they will open the water from the front side, this boat will go up, and the backwater is not going down because it is stopped from the backside. The boat moves, it climbs, and then they basically firms the front door, they release the water of the back door. That's how the boat climbs from one this thing to. So it's very interesting to see all these things, and it's very interesting also to tell your students about how the boat climbs in the canal. So this is something which is you can watch it. We can give you virtual tours of these boats climbing and these things, to tell your students how it happens. So now we have air. Now air is a second system. Air is a second system circuit sur la l'île de France. That means it is only for Paris. Air connects the sub cities which are around Paris, like Disneyland, like Charles de Gaulle Airport, like Palais de Versailles and all that. So it's actually it is connecting the banlieue, the like we connect it to Noida, Gurgaon, like in Mumbai, Vashi, and Mulund, and all those the outside cities. It connects. RER connects with them. It has a different ticket system. I mean, like, the ticket is not the same, but if you travel in RER inside the arrondissement, then the ticket is same. Then the metro ticket will run. So it is kind of, when it is in the arrondissement, it acts as a metro, and when it goes out of the arrondissement, then it becomes RER train, and then you cannot run with the same ticket. So this is a little bit complicated. There are many Indians who actually pay those 60-65 euro fine, because they thought that this train was, I took this train and it was okay to enter because it allowed me when I was in, say, near Champs-Élysées or near Le Arc de Triomphe or Eiffel Tower. It allowed me, the RER allowed me. But then when I'm going, say, 20 kilometers away and the conductor is asking, the sticker is not valid because you have exited that zone, and so this is very important to understand, and it takes time to understand all these things. So yeah, so it's a bit complicated, but yes, that's how it works.
Just sorry to interrupt you.
Now then
Uh,
you have
sorry
now
to interrupt you. Like we have already done the 45 minutes.
can you
Hello. Just hello.
you're saying that we have just 15 minutes left,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So yeah, so let me just quickly finish this. So we have TER, which is a regional transit, is the less fast one, and then RER and Metro are the one which are connecting the metros and within the metro or outside of the banlieue. So what is the difference between TER and TGV? This is very different because both are run by SNCF. TER are slow trains. They are slow trains where bullet train, which connects different region. That is the only difference. With the less price, and of course, they are have a little bit less price. Now, TGV. Now, TGV is, as you know everything about TGV. TGV permits us to actually travel up to 300 kilometers per hour. So 300 kilometers per hour is a very big different distance. It means that I will reach from Delhi to Jaipur in about for 45 minutes, or less than that, for about around 30-40 minutes. Otherwise it takes me so much time, and I will reach Chandigarh in from Delhi in just about say same 30-35 minutes. So that fast these trains are. Then you have so important thing to tell your students is that this platform, every time on the platform, the platform number comes 20 minutes before the departure. So this is a rule all over France. Anywhere you see, the you will not know the platform number until 20 minutes before the departure of the train. So this is a rule everywhere, all across France. So this is interesting to tell your students. The other thing important to tell your students in TGV, especially, you cannot talk. Like when students come here, they are in a room and they, with other passengers, they chat, they shout, they say, oh yeah, ooh, they call their mother, father, oh yeah. You cannot do that, so this is something which is everybody is silent, and you have to your phone. You have to enjoy the scenery, because the best thing that you do in a TGV traveling is the scenery. It's fast, it's moving, and it's wonderful to watch the scenery, because you travel in 2 hours, you travel 500-600 kilometers. So it's wonderful. You have Wi-Fi, you have socket for recharge, and you have basically, okay, another thing that often the TGV tickets are same as the airfare tickets. So people prefer TGV, traveling by TGV, because it's so beautiful. And then there are different rates for people who are 25 years and below, and there are different rates for people who are 65 years and above. They are preferential, but it is, if you have to show a student card or something to get that rate. Otherwise, then it's same. Then the other thing is that you cannot travel in a TGV. It's with more than 10,000 euros in cash. That's a rule here. Okay, so let's just go to TGV. Also gives you a bar, and there is a bar, and there is a food counter, a food van. Total people buy croissant, they can buy lunch, they can buy dinner, they can buy beer, they can buy any drink that they want, soft drink or hard drinks. It's a wonderful bar that they have, TGV. Then we have Wego. Now Wego is a train which is a fast train. It is in fact many times much faster than TGV, but it's a low cost train. So you will get a low cost, but the seat won't be comfortable, and you have a baggage limit, and you have to pay for the extra baggage and all that thing. So basically Vigos, but there are not many Vigos. They connect big cities, like they connect, say, Lyon and Paris, and you can reach in 1.5 hours, and they're so fast. So Vigo are those trains. Now you to finish with, I give this to back to Abhishek, who will explain you a few things about the concept that we are bringing in, and you can partner with us on our different this method called APPP, where we are trying to give resources to the teachers, because we know your challenges. So you will have about 300 plus access to 300 plus games and classroom activities and events to be which will support you in able to do it. You will have on demand audios as per your need. You want, sir, I want tomorrow I have I want to do this session, and I want you to send me announcement of, say, TGV, or you want me to a French lady to say, for example, give an audio on these are the words. So you have to pick 5 words or 10 words, and you say that by tomorrow I need audios, French native audios on these words or these sentences. Suppose you write a paragraph and you say, sir, can you translate this? Can you get can you get this thing? We will get it done immediately for you. This is the support that we are giving to school teachers. And then you have PowerPoint presentation, like this PowerPoint presentation. We will share it with you. This is made for you. You will use it in your class, whether you use half or full or 2 3. It depends on you, but we want so they will give you dedicated resources in any aspects, not only one aspects: food, sports, culture, fashion, street life, anything that you want. Yeah. And we practice group training on how to create online content, how to kind of test the performance, how to test the performance of your students online and offline, and how to create those online resources if you want to, and and we will share with you the evaluation, the performance, the sheets, the examination sheets, and all that. It will be very easy for you to create, because time is the essence. So I give it to Abhishek to finish it. Abhishek, it's all you.
Thank you, sir. Um, teachers, so this is what we have also planned. So, sir has already shared. So, use of the double P method in your school. You can join us. You can contact with us on our various projects, and you can use this activities with your students very well. So, connect with us in our each training in every month. I'm sure you have enjoyed it, and you will be experiencing more. So merci beaucoup. But do not forget to fill the Google form and the survey sheet, which we have shared in the chats. It will help us and also help you to get the e-certificates. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Merci. Au revoir.